Hey, Richard Beach here from Sonic's Day Amp, that's Sonic's guitar channel, and I'm with Eric from ZVEX, who I'm with pretty much every year at the show, and he is showing me some of the new pedals from ZVEX. So we've got quite a few things to look at in this video. So where do you want to start?
Oh my God, I have no idea, but I'm going anyway. So we've got 3 new updated versions of our sequence pedals. We've got the Super Seek Wah, Super Seek Trem, and the Ringtone 2. And what you're hearing right now, or seeing actually, is that light that's blinking above the top row of knobs is MIDI clock coming into the pedal. That's a big deal for us. We've had people bugging us about it for years, and rightly so. They're sequence pedals that previously had no MIDI capability. So now they can accept MIDI clock. They don't necessarily have to be running at the same speed. You'll notice I can change subdivision so that one of them's running on whole notes. Maybe the next one's running at 16th notes. The other one's running at triplets. Any combination therein. You can go any number of steps. Right now I happen to have the Ringtone going the first 4. Seek Trem's going all 16. But you can do odd times, you know. Have one going 7 steps, one going 5. So you can get kind of polyrhythmic combinations, 3 against 4, that sort of stuff. As soon as I stop this drum machine, keep the camera on it, they will all stop and sort of await instructions.
Wow, so this is a huge development, really.
That's a big deal to us.
So, do you mind giving a demonstration of the 3 of them synced up?
Yep. So I'm gonna sync them with tap tempo now instead of MIDI. Now they're all 3 running together. The indicator light is at the bottom of the pedal for tap tempo. So I've got a little distortion coming through. We'll go one at a time so you can actually hear it. That's a Ringtone doing a 4-step pattern with full glissando. All of these pedals have glissando control. You can have it be a master glissando, or you can do each individual step glissando, which means you can get some very detailed combinations of things going on. And we've given you 8 presets to save those changes. You spend a bunch of time doing this, you don't want to lose the preset that you've created. So that particular one was one that I created just to be weird, strange sounding thing.
So once you've created your preset, how do you actually go about saving it?
You go about saving it this way. Hold this down, push that, and that little dance that those lights just did saves the changes that you've made to that particular preset. And in this case, this is the selector for the preset. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I've gotten all turned around. That is the controller, which I'm pushing it down, and I hold it down while I turn it. And that gives me that's how I select the preset. I've got number 8 is this swooping ringtone effect. Another feature is, as I was saying, they can go through any number of steps. In this case, it's going through all 16. To change the number of steps, go all the way down to 2. So that's just the first 2. If I put this little control here over to glissando, I can actually control with an expression pedal from staccato to more of a natural kind of wave-shaped tremolo. And that kind of about covers it. The architecture for them is all the same. Oh, one other thing. There are a couple of different things that this momentary switch can do. If I hold this down and get to delta, what's going to happen here is with the pedal running, I have this little switch set to the arrow up position. When I push it down, it'll speed up until I let go, and then it'll snap back to the original tempo. If I have it in the middle position, it's going to speed up, and it will stay at the tempo that I let go of it. And it will go back and forth between going up and down. And this one, it just goes down until I let go. So all of them do the same things that way, just with different effects. You've got wah filters here, volume there, and ring modulators here. That kind of sums those up. The other new pedal that we've got is the Fuzz Factory, which is the same exact thing as the standard Fuzz Factory, but there are two settings that allow low subharmonic content into the pedal.
So you've not switched out any of the circuitry then?
No.
Okay.
So what you're going to hear now, this first thing, that's position 2, and I've got the pedal opened up so that it's oscillating.
Okay.
I can do some really cool stuff if I back off on the knob of the guitar a little bit and play with the right amount of touch. I can kind of get the tone of the guitar plus the oscillation, and it sounds a bit like a synthesizer. I'll filter it so you can hear it a little bit better. Not even the low setting. The low setting is shifts the plates of the planet around tectonic. I could cause an earthquake.
Man, I got to hear that if you can set that up.
Did I oversell it?
I'm sure you haven't.
So it's basically such a low tone that it can only click. It can't really produce that note. But it does very interesting things to the texture of the fuzz when you've got that rumbling underneath you.
Yeah.
And you're playing. What I'm going to do now is gate that off. And now we can kind of just, it's like your standard Fuzz Factory with a high gain setting and it's fully gating. Interfering with the sound to some degree. I'll show you a standard Fuzz Factory sound. I'll just switch to it. There's not much low end, really nothing below about 200 hertz. It cuts in a different way. Sounds less synthesizer-like and more grr.
Yeah. So with the Fuzz Factory, then you can still get the sounds of the original Fuzz Factory.
Yes, you can do, because nothing has changed about it. It's the exact same thing with the addition of a couple of new settings.
Okay. Does it cost any more than the original Fuzz Factory?
The price point for the Vexter versions, it looks like we're going to be around $200.
Okay.
We're probably 3 months out from actually beginning to be able to ship them. There'll be a hand-painted version as well. I'm not sure where that's going to fall price-wise.
Okay, sure.
On the sequence pedals, we're looking probably 6 to 8 months now. The Vexter versions of those will be about $300. I would imagine that the hand-painted ones are going to be in the upper fours. Still kind of ironing that stuff out. And that's ZVEX 2013.
Great. So when I see you at Mesa in a few months' time, might be a little bit closer to seeing those on the market then, hopefully.
That's the plan.
Okay.
On this end, it's a bit less predictable. The Fat Fuzz Factory, it's just basically, you know, dealing with sort of new manufacturing wrinkles, but small stuff.
Okay.
So it's a lot quicker turnaround.
Okay, great. Well, Eric, as always, thank you for talking to us, and thank you for watching at home, guys.